welcome to drinktec 2025 and welcome to Krones. Here in Hall B6, the Krones Hall, it's all about solutions beyond tomorrow. It's about label-free bottles. It's about compact aseptic solutions, even revolutionized beer-filling technologies. Here in Hall B6, visions become reality. And speaking of visions, who of you does remember the previous drinktec when Krones first presented the vision for the line of the future? Who remembers? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. The future is now. And the line of the future has come to life. What does that mean for you? Well, maximum availability, maximum output at the highest level of automation. Needless to say, top-notch in sustainability and efficiency, with the lowest operating cost and the lowest TCO possible. That remains for the entire life cycle. How do we achieve that? Well, in a nutshell, it's a comprehensive concept built on 3 pillars. First of all, the line itself, being modular and combining the latest technologies possible. Then connectivity, which enables Krones to be on-site and thus by your side 24/7. And last but absolutely not least, a promise. A promise that is guaranteed to surprise you. A promise that brings the spirit of partnership to a whole new level. Krones actually takes responsibility for your output and your life cycle cost. Wow, right? We are in this together, and together we shape the future of filling and packaging. Now, how shall we name this line of the future that is so much more than a mere line and no longer just a future vision? I believe we have created a milestone concept in terms of ingenuity. We have developed a line with its very own IQ, packed with German engineering expertise, and I even dare to say a pinch of genius. Ladies and gentlemen, Krones proudly presents the one and only all-new Ingeniq.
It's time to turn my microphone on. That is very kind. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after that big bang, thank you so much for sticking around and welcome back to Krones. Thank you for sticking with Krones, and you can focus back on the forum. Our experts are now up for the next conversation. All right, so we just heard a lot about what is so special at this year's drinktec to all of us, and to kick it off, we already heard Christoph, we heard Thomas and Marcus speak of the so-called vision of the future that was actually born at the last drinktec. Now that vision was transferred into this year's Big Bang that Desiree just presented, the all-new Ingeniq. So now, of course, there must be a lot of questions you guys have, and we're going to look for those answers here, and we're going to go into further detail. And I could not imagine anyone better than two people who have been there from the get-go, right? They have been there for the entire development process, so naturally they can give us all those juicy insights that we long for. Allow me to introduce, starting off with someone who actually started his journey way back in 2006. And I think we can call that a true passion for PET technology. Thank you so much for joining us. Product Manager Line Solutions for One-Way PET. Please welcome Michael. Let's hear it.
Hi.
Also, we have our head of inside sales key accounts in North America, and this is something we like to refer to in the United States as a primary rock, okay? Because this gentleman has been around ever since the 90s. So naturally, he knows exactly what he's talking about when he says, I know what the customers require, I know what they need. Please welcome our head of inside sales key accounts in North America, Rico. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now Michael, just to set the tone right, to wrap our heads around Ingeniq as a whole, what is so distinct about Ingeniq? What differentiates it? We've heard it already today, but in terms of setup as well as mindset, what is so unique now about Ingeniq?
Thank you, Jasmine. So, yeah, first of all, Ingeniq is a completely new generation of a Krones solution for high-efficient beverage production. It's a close collaboration between the customer and Krones. It's based on 3 products. It's the line connected permanently to the Krones ecosystem and applied with a lifecycle aligned service contract, which sets new industry standards. As one message I gave the all day on the booth, we are not talking about line speed anymore. We are talking about the promise bottles on pallet.
There is something that I've heard you guys at Krones drop a couple times. Perhaps you've heard this terminology as well. It is all about the fusion of software, the fusion of machinery and services. So Rico, when you speak of that fusion, what do you mean exactly?
Yeah, it basically means that Ingeniq is more than a line. It's a comprehensive concept built on 3 pillars. We have the high-end equipment, which is modular, future-ready, and technology-wise leading. We have the connect and secure, which makes the line digital visible and remotely accessible. And last but not least, we have the Lifecycle Alliance, which is a modular service contract where Krones really gets into responsibility for output and the lifecycle costs of a line.
I think one important thing that has to happen is that we have to realize that what we formerly considered state-of-the-art today may not longer be state-of-the-art, right? So with that said, Michael, what's new is probably the shortest way to ask.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. So basically, beside the modules, the technology, it's a new way of operation. Yeah, and this new way of operation leads us to the user persona of a supervisor. So imagine a line which is highly automated and has less human resources. These resources now need to be guided perfectly and higher efficiency, and this is done with our Krones production world. And this basically is still adaptable with highly flexible and individual for every customer's needs.
So with that said, or with that in mind, Rico, maybe you can go into a bit more depth and tell us what has changed exactly. What are the benefits of this brand new way of operating that we're speaking of? And perhaps you have a few examples for digital solutions at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a deeper look on the Krones World production. This is where all the digital solutions from Krones are hosted, no matter if it's the cloud, on-premise, or machine center level. So, a few examples. We have intelligent guiding and task management, even prior any malfunctions are happening. We have IA-driven bottle blowing process. And we have order sequencing and coordinated changeover. Basically, it's the conductor of our line orchestra. And for going a little bit more in the details, look, for example, on the Krones Analytics. Krones Analytics will help measure the performance and the consumption of your line. And even the root cause analysis. All of this will be as easy as checking the environmental conditions on your weather app. And not only for you as a customer, but also for us as a performance consulting out of the Lifecycle Alliance. Using the same tools and data helps us comparing shift and SKU performances. It's basically everybody speaking the same language. And also, the maintenance techs will be fully integrated in the Krones World production. With using the shop floor guidance, they will get immediately their next maintenance task they have to do. And last but not least, all these applications, they are centralized on the operating terminal, which will be stationary in the middle of the line, or if you prefer, available on every laptop or tablet, or even on the HMI of the machines.
Yeah.
So it's perfect tailored usability and the effective use of resources.
Thank you for that, Rico. We're going to circle back around to some of the points you just touched right now. One thing that's also very important to establish is that the fundamental basis of Ingeniq is the line equipment itself, right? So with that in mind, Michael, perhaps you can walk us through what we're about to see. Visuals function.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. How much time do we have?
Well, I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because there's the beer garden.
Yeah,
so,
I tried to speak up.
They're
I've heard
busy.
the invitation already. Yeah, let us start at the beginning. The fundament is basically a 100K Stillwater line designed to run completely autonomously under supervision. It's the most efficient, the most sustainable, and most automated line in the world at the market. And it's even the fastest one because we are running together with the Lifecycle Alliance. It's fully digitalized and connected, as Rico already mentioned, for maximum transparency of the team. And to give you a few numbers, we reduced operator targets and operator binding targets about 50%. We reduced energy and meter consumption by 10% by increasing the output on pallet on 10%. So in the end, still with the commitment, only a true Ingeniq with the Lifecycle Alliance on predictable operating costs and lowest TCO. But we're talking about machinery. So for sure, 100K line, it's well known. It features our, I would say, famous wet part, the ErgoBlock L, as well as our brand new dry part block. But we also have in the beginning now blocked our preform injection system, the Prevnexo, with the Prefero system, completely smart linked to our wet part. And last but not least, don't forget the product. We also integrated our processing technology from Krones in the Krones ecosystem in the environment. We have in the hydronomic water treatment as well as our cleaning units. And ending up in the most advanced PET line on the market.
Thank you so much for walking us through these technical details and also for,
time.
you were fairly quick and also for, you gave us the benefits as well. And this is something we've already discussed, ladies and gentlemen. We know that lowering costs, lowering the TCO is always something that's going to be a very convincing argument. But there is even more yet beyond. There are even more benefits to profit from. So Rico, what could those be?
One is definitely the autonomous material supply. So resources is a big topic for everybody and using them effective. So how will you manage with the new Ingeniq that you can save one operator completely out of the line? It will be the combination of the intelligent guidance we just learned about it for a couple of minutes ago and the autonomous material handling. So we have a centralized material handover to the line, and we have all the HGVs and the robotics. And they are not only there to support the stuff, no, they are there to overtake tasks completely from them. So, for example, bringing shrink film on demand to the packer and feeding the roll by themselves into the machine without stopping the machine. So, without any further human interference. Yeah. And another example is bringing a complete pallet of label rolls to the new robotic label handling system. It's a difficult word.
Difficult name, yeah.
Even with all the tests, I always fall over that. So it's a new robotic label handling system, and that takes and brings the wall directly to the labeler. So it not only takes the task away from the operator, it also will boost the efficiency of the line, because one pallet will last a complete shift. And also any changeover in that direction to another SKU will be handled completely by the system, as well as taking the disposal out of the line. So taking all the scrap occurring with the line out of it, fully automatic. All in all, this will save 50% of the human tasks on the line.
Exactly.
50% is an incredible number, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we've given you all these single pieces to the puzzle, right? I think maybe, Michael, can I ask you to sort of bring it home and sum up what the main benefits are for the customers? Should there still be anyone here live or joining us online wondering, all right, why should I make this decision? What is in it for me? What would be your answer?
It's hard to sum it up because it's so exciting. It's basically maximum efficiency and maximum output. We have minimum operating costs and lowest total cost of ownership in a partnership. We have the highest level of automation in a beverage line ever seen on the market, and sustainability by design already. All in all, with predictable operating costs across the entire life cycle. So, as I said, Ingeniq only unique with Connect and Secure and the lifecycle lines. We are taking active responsibility at Krones in a collaboration together with you. And yeah, I guess that's a true first in the industry. So
a novelty.
A
Definitely.
novelty.
You've made your point clear.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll let your customers decide. But Rico, I'm sure you have closing words as well to underline that.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you. Thanks for everybody for the attention, really having the interest in our new Ingeniq. It's incredible. It's the world's first thing of its kind. And thank you for everybody in the attention in the auditorium as well as online. And I will stick here on the stage because we will have a first-hand feedback from our partners, Niagara Bottling and Shepley Springs, because they have already the first Ingeniq up and running today.
Exactly. Don't wander off too far away, please, everyone, because we do have this incredible panel coming up. This is going to give you even more in-depth insights into Ingeniq and what it's all about, and again, the customer's perspective. So don't wander off too far. Desiree is about to take over. Besides that, if you have any questions, if you'd like to have a conversation, any remarks, our experts will be around. The rest of our fantastic team of experts will be around to answer any questions. So don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to having a conversation. I said before, sometimes we look really focused and grim, but that's just how we are, right? We're just German. So just feel free to approach us. It doesn't mean anything. It's not personal. We look forward genuinely to having a conversation. For now, we're going to head off stage because we do have one last treat for you that these two have prepared. You can do the honors.
Yeah.
Wait, let me read the sentence. Wait. Now closing, please enjoy a quick preview of our very first line in operation.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Dankeschön, dann.
Thank you.